Okay, we just completed tutorial 11.1. When successful with that, take a screenshot, and then we're going to complete tutorial 2. And also when you get done with that, I want you to take a screenshot of that. So tutorial 11-2 is going to pick up where we left off, and so I just left the application open. This is on page 659 in your textbook, and so now we're going to go ahead and use this particular database, and you could actually choose either of them if you decided to do two like I had made. You can use the My Phone List, or you can use the phonelist.mdf. Okay, so if you take a look on page 659, we're going to click on the project and we're going to add a new data source. And so right now, if I actually go to the form and we view the form on this particular project, even though that's my untrusted message again, even though the form is in this project, there is nothing there. Like I have this database behind the scenes here, and so but I'm not utilizing it yet. So I have to make a connection between this project form and this database is what I need to do. And so in order to do that, I need to add a new data source. When I click on project, add new data source is an option, and it's going to bring up and we're going to choose database. Your textbook also talks you through this, data set, and then this is the data list. Now that's the one that I created with 3 items. If I wanted to, I could choose the other one. So you can go with whichever one that you want. I'm going to click next, and all of these are basically default settings, so you're going ahead and say next. It's going to take a little bit to retrieve the database information. Then you're going to select on tables. Okay, that will probably take longer in the lab than it did on my computer here. And so you must click this because we want to work with the table. We want to connect our project to the person table in this database, because there's could be several tables in a database. I want to just work with the person table, so I'm going to click finish, and it's going to set up that project. After we do that, there are some other things that we need to do in order to make sure that then I can use this data. I'm going to be working with my data source window. So if any of these windows are ever not open, okay, you can go to view and you can go to the windows here and other windows, and you have you'll just have to look for them. Data source window and Server Explorer. I'm not sure where that was. That was over here. So if any of these windows are ever closed, let me go ahead and close them just so that you can see. You'll go to View, and we can open the Server Explorer. I can go to View, go to Other Windows, and click on Data Sources. And we want to look at the Data Sources window right now. And because we've just created that database, it's available to me. If this doesn't pop up like down here, then something's not set up correctly, and you might have to like trash the whole thing and start all over. Okay. We want to choose DataGridView on this one, and what that does is it basically sets up a default setting, and then it's really easy. All you do is click on that person database and drag it over to your form. Once you do that, it sets everything up, but sometimes there is another error message that shows up. You can play with the data grid view here just a little bit, make it a little bit larger if you want to make sure that everything's going to fit on the screen, and then you should just be able to click start and it should load. Now, this is another place where we sometimes get an error message, and I'm going to see if the error message pops up or not. If it doesn't, I will show you how to solve the most common error message that shows up anyway. So give it just a moment. So it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes for us, and it has been successful. So it does all of this creation behind the scenes. It sets up all these rows, sets up these columns, it sets up all these tab buttons that you can go back and forth from. If we had a lot more data, it would go from page to page to page, etc. And so that's called the data grid view. Now, there is a common error that shows up when setting up the data grid view. And give me a moment, I need to scroll back through some of these But when you choose the data grid view, right here is where we were at, and we created a table. Sometimes when we're doing this, place that on the form, you get a build error. That build error, it's kind of hard to see on this screen. See if I can enlarge this so you guys can see it. The build error says, whatever the database file is, or the project, not the database, but the project. So phonebook.resx is not allowing you to work because it's in the restricted zone. If you get this error message, what you need to do is find the phonebook.resx inside the project folder. So you go to your project, go in 2 layers basically, and you look for this phonebook.resx file. You need to right click on it and choose properties, and then you need to select unblock on that property. Go back to Visual Studio, run it again. If it doesn't work, then you need to quit Visual Studio and open it up again, and then it should work, and it should give you the data view like you just saw a minute ago. So if I were to show you that kind of quickly here, if I go to the phone book and I go into phone book, there should be this form. Now this one's form1.res. I want to look at, the other one. Well, maybe I didn't rename mine. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to properties. Now mine has been unblocked. If I clicked on advanced, I don't know, but it would be down here where you want to hit the unblock. But since mine's working, then it's already been set up and I don't have to worry about it. Okay. That is tutorial 11-2. What you should do is take a screenshot of your data grid view, and then you should also take a screenshot, go back to the Solution Explorer, remember. Let me stop running this. The 2 screenshots that I'm going to want are going to be to show me the table data in the Server Explorer so that I can see that you actually created your own table. So this screenshot is what I want, and then I want a screenshot of the project actually running with the data grid view. And that'll be it for tutorials 1 and 2.